This is your WW3 news. The Democratic Party here in Italy said it should be prohibited using the terminology marazzas, these North African baby gangs. And obviously, the right will say there should be zero tolerance towards these people who commit crimes every day on Italian streets. What's most astonishing and interesting is Italy spends around about 765 million euros every year to keep these illegals here in Italy. And we're talking about juveniles, minors, those who arrived on the boats by themselves, not accompanied by adults. We're talking about 17,000 of these people, which is a part of this so-called phenomenon which is called marazzas, a type of baby gang, gangster thingy bob, North African stuff here in Italy. And the fact the whole left is going to vote against the referendum of separating the careers of the magistrates, or the reform of the Justice Code itself, because they got economical interests, because they run through OMGs locally and nationally, immigrant centres, hostels for illegals, structures regarding juveniles and disabled people and elderly people. That altogether costs the Italian taxpayer €3 billion every year, adding on how much they spend on the non-accompanied illegals, those juveniles, which are not of the age of consent yet, below the age of 18, I should say. It's all a business, because without them, they won't have control, economic control, because it's all a business. These OGMs running these cooperatives, non-profit organisations, basically trying to push it as. In most Italian regions, they got their roots so much into the system, it's a part of the system itself, and no one wants to do the whistleblower, because they have interests. Therefore, there is a part of the politics, probably in the Western world, even Brussels as well, which funds ridiculous projects regarding gypsies, cultural courses about music, teaching them how to play tennis. They're more interested in how to learn to pickpocket you or go in your house to do a burglary. That's what they all they're interested in. The rest don't give a shit. It goes to show these illegals, these so-called immigrants, for the lefties, it's a bit like a fuel tank of votes, future votes. And obviously in the Western countries, the righty and the lefties parties, which are pro-Palestine and pro-illegals and all that stuff, it's mainly them who vote these politicians. So the question, power and business. They do business with these illegals. What they get in exchange is votes from these so-called immigrants, and all goes up to Brussels, which, like I mentioned regarding gypsies, they spend around about €2 million there every year. Or you print taxpayers on these projects which are worthless. It's just a money-making machine. Everyone has their backhand deal. Everyone has the percentage of this business, and everyone's okay. And obviously, another thing is politicians sponsoring radicalism, that Islamic radicalism, the jihad, Hamas, and those things. Like I mentioned in the video, has came out connections with pro-Palestinian movements, uses funding the activities, terrorist activities of Hamas in Gaza, Israel, and in Europe as well, basically around the world. It's got nothing to do with Palestinian people. That's the excuse. That was. And what else I can say? And obviously, this referendum which is coming up, the reform of the justice system here in Italy, the separation of the careers of magistrates. The lefty judges, they are shitting themselves. Because until now, they're untouchable. When they deal with criminal cases, they come up with absurd sentences. Letting illegals off the hook. That illegal who was a drug pusher, there was a story, his money from illegal activities was given back to him, believe it or not. And this lunacy has to be stopped. Otherwise, you'll create a situation, more of these illegals come, and they'll get the idea in their heads. In Italy, we can be scot-free from being prosecuted, because they know the judges, they won't prosecute them, because it's a political ideology which is absolutely insane. And if they would have committed these offences in their own home country, I don't think their prisons are a very pleasant place, and the conditions as well. And obviously, there we're talking about more harsher sentences for common crimes. And until this vicious circle rotates, more illegals will come, more crime you have, more poverty you have, especially when it comes to Islamic fundamentalism, terrorists and all that stuff, which in a certain way the lefties, they sponsor it, they in cahoot with these people as well, they protect them as well. Otherwise they wouldn't be permitted in society to do certain things or behave in a certain manner, because in a certain society which mainly works, not perfectly, these individuals, they will be in prison by now. But these people in this society we live in the West, they go around freely and continue to commit crimes and dedicating to these activities, terrorism and stuff like that. The only way is to break the circle, start dismantling it. What is even more worse for the lefties and their world of business and judges and magistrates is the truth. Because when the truth comes out, you know, their world, their lefty empire or socialism and Marxism, communism, whatever shit is, will fall. The empire will fall. It's an empire, basically, which is parallel to our society. No one asks questions, and no one says nothing, because everyone's in it just about.